subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest updates. Major Hurricane Douglas is by far the strongest storm of the Eastern Pacific season so far, and the first hurricane, a Category 3 at this point, with winds of 125 miles per hour, currently located at 14.2 north, 137.1 degrees west at 11 a.m. Hawaii time. There it is right now, the pressure 959 millibars, moving west-northwest at 18 miles per hour. It's a stage 3 on the CDPS scale for the island of Maui. Kahului is the area that we look at for the CDPS for July 27th. Expecting a borderline hurricane landfall with significant rainfall potential. Stage 3 out of the 10 tiers is significant on the CDPS. Here it is right now, its current location, still far away from the land areas, but there is a graphical depiction of a vast area of ocean, and over the next few days it will continue towards Hawaii. Currently 1,245 miles from Hilo, 1321 from Maui, 1375 from Molokai, 1448 from Honolulu, and 1553 from Kauai. Still no warnings in effect at this point because it is still a few days away, but we do expect that there will be some kind of warnings in effect soon. Maximum sustained winds from National Hurricane Center estimate 125 miles an hour, SATID right up at 145 thanks to the 20-degree eye and a decent eye wall around it at this point. We'll look at more satellite imagery shortly. This is the National Hurricane Center's forecast map. They're going along with the hurricane landfall potentially, leaving open just that little room for speculation, and that's towards the end of the 3-day cone. So very soon, you would think, around 12 to 24 hours time, we'll probably see some of the first watches coming into effect for the big island of Hawaii, and it could be a possibility that all of the islands get affected by this storm, and it will still be a tropical storm by the time we get to day 5 after it's cleared the islands. Even a full impact on one of the islands may not be enough to kill off this storm. Here's a look at the precipitable water, so gives you an idea of the moisture plume that this storm has with it. The central core there still going with the oranges and reds. It plows through the island, so as it stands right there, Maui would get quite a hard hit, particularly in terms of rainfall, and you'd be looking at some flash flooding concerns. Possibly onto Honolulu as well, but generally there you can see the areas being affected. Of course, these models can change, but as we get closer and closer, the chances of impacts are increasing. Sea surface temperatures right now, you may just about make out the storm's signature. It's just near that 81 that's just been placed. So the temperatures near the storm center right now, roughly 26-27 degrees Celsius, so it will start to run out of fuel soon, especially as it nears the Hawaiian Islands. Then it will start weakening, and then it will probably still be holding on to hurricane status by the time it reaches the islands, shown there in that graphical depiction by the GFS model, the yellows being hurricane status, the greens there still tropical storm status, right the way towards the international dateline. And this is what the models are saying in a graphical depiction, a chart that is. You can see there a gradual decrease coming up pretty soon. We think it's peaking right about now. Wind shear is going to remain low for the next 24 to 36 hours, so that's still got a chance for it. Sea surface temperatures drop off a cliff in about 12 hours though, and relative humidity is okay for a good 24 hours yet. Models there, all of them have some kind of impacts on the Hawaiian Islands. Here's how the storm's been looking in the last few hours. Certainly a very photogenic tropical cyclone, and a untrained eye might want to call that a much stronger storm looking at the satellite imagery alone. Well, it isn't quite anywhere near Category 5, let's say, but I'm certainly of the belief that it's a Category 4 storm at this point. National Hurricane Center going just below that number at 125 miles per hour. Certainly a storm to watch in any case, and it will, even though it will start weakening, it will still remain a massive threat for the Hawaiian Islands. Check out our new look Cyclone tracker on the Force 13 website for the latest up-to-date information. You can also find us, of course, on our YouTube channel, search Force 13, and also on Facebook and Twitter, Force 13 at Force 13 on Twitter for the latest updates. You can also help the project become even better by becoming an ultimate fan on YouTube. To see the full list of Ultimate Fan benefits and to join, visit youtube.com/force13/join. With a special thanks to our top supporters this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.